this again. This is the You Stole It All, Give It Back podcast. I am Phoebe Potterson. This is
Nick, just Nick.
Yeah, just Nick. We are doing this. And what's up? What's going on?
I don't
Shut
know.
off. Most deaf. The world is in upheaval, but we have the last poets here to sum up the news of the week.
The white man's got a God complex. Hey, brother, what's your...
There was some talk by one of our three listeners of changing up the last poets. I considered that suggestion. Obviously, I rejected that suggestion. We are not here to give the people what they want.
I don't think it's lost its charm yet.
No.
I think, and being that we only have like 3 listeners,
Yeah.
who's really getting turned off of it, by the way. You know?
And did we lose one of them? I think, did we offend somebody in the last podcast and we lost somebody? Is that true?
I don't think we lost him. I think he's still there. You know, he'll get over it. He'll work it out.
Oh, okay. He'll bounce back.
Yeah, and the other listener was moving. Tom Cruise Mom Shoes Gab. He's been moving, so I don't think he checked out the last one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I saw that. He said I saw something on his feed about how he didn't have Wi-Fi for a few days, which I'd imagine would be very tough for anyone, especially Tom Cruise Mom Shoes.
Yeah, he's all about high speed connection these days.
Yeah. So what album are we doing this week that I chose, but I'm going to act like I don't know what the album is that you could jump in and say it. It is
Madonna, self-titled album, Madonna, her very first album.
How excited were you about this?
Not that excited. I mean, I was a bit surprised that it's even on, it made your small list of possible albums to choose from.
Yeah, I like it. I have a lot of respect for this album.
Why?
I mean, it's I just think it's a really good album, and I really like the production value. I like the simplicity of it, and
what percentage for you is it nostalgia, and what is it you actually really like? That like the album drops out of nowhere, first time you heard it, 2018, it comes out, like, are you into it?
I mean, I think I would definitely be into it. I mean, I think the nostalgia, I would think the nostalgia is like 20%. I think 80% is straight
20?
up. Yeah.
Wow.
Why?
I was going to go in the 70s.
You think it was 70% nostalgia? Yo, I'm going to hold back. I'm pretty offended by that. That's offensive. That's offensive.
No, because I mean, come on, like these are classic songs that were out when we were kids. How is it not nostalgia?
I mean, I really wasn't that connected to any of these songs when I was a kid. I mean, they came on the radio. I liked them when they were on the radio, but it's really only recently that I've kind of like gotten into. I don't know. I've somewhat gotten into Madonna.
So you weren't into her basically before you were 10.
I mean,
which is when she was doing it, basically.
Yeah, when like Madonna in her prime, I was never like a huge fan. I don't think I ever had any Madonna tapes growing up. But like when she came on TV, I like always respected her. Like it was always like, oh, okay, Madonna. This was something I want to ask you. In Pulp Fiction, there's an extra scene where when Vincent Vega, are you following me with this so far? You remember Vincent Vega, right?
Yeah.
Yes. John, the Scientology guy's character. So he goes to Uma Thurman's house. She comes out with a video camera and she starts like asking him questions. And one of the things she asks him is, are you a Beatles person or an Elvis person? You may like both, but every person likes one more than the other. And Vincent Vega was obviously an Elvis person. She didn't even wait for him to answer. I think for us growing up, you were either more of a Madonna person or a Michael Jackson person. So I was definitely, and I like both, but I definitely liked Madonna more than Michael Jackson.
I could have sworn it was either Michael Jackson or Prince.
No, I don't think that they were quite the. I
But
mean,
that was the
I
battle. That was the battle. Is
no, but it's
who's
not. It's
doing
not.
better,
It's not a
Michael
matter of a
Jackson
battle.
or
It's
Prince?
it's that they're like sort of opposed. Like Prince and Michael Jackson, like there wasn't really. I mean, well, Prince had some politics to him, but I don't know. I just think there's more of a philosophical face-off between Madonna and Michael Jackson than Prince and Michael Jackson.
All right, I never even thought of that. But okay, so you, what were you? You were more Madonna.
Yeah,
So-
absolutely. Because
Okay.
I remember
okay.
because at least her songs. I mean, she's not like Bob Dylan or anything, but there was at least sort of a little bit of a politics behind them, with sort of feminism and sort of like there was like a gay element to it that I appreciated.
Okay.
So, do you think as a kid were you more like Michael Jackson or Madonna?
I was more Michael Jackson. I loved. I listened to his album straight through. I used to, those were classics. I never owned a Madonna album. However, I listened to her more on the radio because for some reason it came on the radio more when I was a kid. It was I was on I was on whatever radio station while I was playing with Connects. I don't know if you remember Connects, but those were like
What is
like
that like?
Lego. You don't.
Oh, it's like Legos.
It's like Legos, but they look more like straws, like the pieces. They're like straws, and you can connect all these straws together and stuff. And
Oh, okay. I feel like they're bootleg. I feel like your parents got you bootleg Legos. Is that what happened?
yeah, that was I think that's what it was. It wasn't because Legos had like official like blocks, like
Yeah.
these sturdy pieces that they fit and like they're not going anywhere. Like if you put four pieces together, that's a thing. You just created a bench or you created a shovel or something with like the connects were really like flimsy. But you could do a lot of stuff with them because it was like longer pieces, so you could build a house quicker than a Lego thing.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's what I was listening to. It was freestyle music and it was Madonna on the radio.
Okay.
So that's what I was into when I was like 4, 5, 6.
So that was I mean I always I always respected her. I remember my sister once dressed up as like Madonna and went to her concert. I think probably around the period of her second album, I would say, not the first album. So I remember when she was like, I can remember when she was getting ready for that. And I just always sort of thought she was cool. But I was never like super into music. It was just like when it came on, I would like it.
Right.
And
No,
I
it's all
actually,
catchy.
yeah, they're catchy, and they stand up. They're good songs, and they're good beats. They're not like amazing beats, but they're like good beats for pop music.
Right. So okay. So you say you liked how, basically she looked cool. Your sister looked cool dressing as Madonna. So
Well, I didn't think I'm
What
not
was
gonna
it
give
ab-
my sister too much credit. I don't think she looked cool. She just looked like she was,
but she
a
pulled it
young.
off. She pulled out the Madonna look decently, right?
I mean, maybe someone else would think of it that way, but I'm too immature even now to give her that much credit.
Anyway, okay. So the point is that did Madonna have like a cooler style than like a lot of these other pop? I feel like these pop stars are just like these days from like the 90s on they're just corny unless it was like Boys to Men or whatever or Belle Biv DeVoe like.
Well, she had
After
a
that-
cooler. Well, she had a cooler thing going because she basically adopted she found a way to adopt like the street style from the early '80s, New York, and
But that's
turn
what
it
I'm
into a
saying.
pop
Isn't she
thing.
from LES or like she was at least living there for a while?
Yeah, like she dated Jean-Michel Basquiat. Like she was like all up in it, pretty much.
Yeah, no, she looked like a street girl. Whereas you look at, all right, I don't know, an example, Britney Spears or whatever, and it's just like these little girls who are from nowhere, or in sync, like all these other pop musicians, they don't have any actual style. Like they're just whatever their manager or their record label tells them how to dress.
She had an actual vision as opposed to all these people who are like, oh, I bet I can help sell soda. Like, that's basically all they're doing. And we judge them here at the You Stole It All, Give It Back podcast negatively. But Madonna, not so much. She had actual skills.
No, she didn't steal anything. She gave us things.
Well, I mean, she did do the pop star thing wherein she sort of like, she actually did the effort and she went out in the streets and she like saw these elements that she could sort of like streamline and create like this pop identity with it, which, she actually put in the legwork. So I could respect that.
Yeah, I heard she used to like to date Puerto Ricans in LES. She would like go around in a limo and just pick up these Puerto Rican dudes.
I mean that's an urban legend. I mean that's something we've heard.
I believe it.
It's moderately believable. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, she had to have done it at least once.
Right. No, I think it happened a lot. I could definitely. She knows what she's like. She knows that she wants sex. That's good. That's great.
Yeah,
it's fantastic.
Yeah,
so why not go for a Puerto Rican in the Lower East Side? It makes perfect sense.
Okay. I mean, I feel like now you're projecting a little. I feel like you're revealing something about yourself here, which leads me to the next question: did this album make you feel less masculine while you were listening to it?
The more I listen to it, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
How so?
But only because like the songs would stick in my head, like even hours after listening to it, like the words.
Oh, the words specifically. Oh, okay.
Yeah, the words would be like, cause I'm hearing the beat, and then of course, the words are just another instrument. So those words come in, and so I'm thinking of Lucky Star, and it's ooh, come on, shine your heavenly body tonight, and I just like I just said that in my head. It's as bad as saying it out loud. Yeah. And you can't you lose a little bit of mass. Like you can't try to like gain it back immediately by talking to the maintenance guy at your job about LeBron went to the Lakers or whatever.
Yeah. I guess I feel the same. I mean, I felt less masculine, but only in a way that doesn't matter. That was the way I saw it. Like it was like it's basically like, oh, it doesn't. It makes me break down a part of the facade, which I don't really think I do generally, but it's sort of, it makes you sort of feel less tough, but in a way that really isn't necessary. So I was fine with that.
Yeah, I was fine with it too. It was no big deal. It was just a strange. I don't usually listen to stuff that has lyrics like this, so it's just a strange thing to be reciting these lyrics. They're very, very Madonna-ish and.
Yeah, like I would be doing something and thinking of like physical attraction, and it would be sort of if you sort of went with it, your sort of posture and would change a little, maybe your walk and so, but that's no big deal. That's what art does. It has you explore different facets of yourself.
So
I mean, the main thing is that it affected you more than me. But moving on.
All right, but I mean, we could move on to physical attraction. I was gonna bring up that they do have, apart from another song. Do you remember the group Spandau Ballet? I don't know if I'm saying it right.
I think Saman Ballet. Yeah. Did they have? What did they have? They had like the main song in the Breakfast Club or something.
Yeah, something like that. So it was called True. So it's like the same on Physical Attraction is that same exact riff that's like the main riff on Spandau Ballet. Like I'll play it. I'll play the Spandau Ballet song if you can hear it. What the hell? Oh, YouTube thwarting me at every. That is
Yeah, see, this won't be a problem if you had records. But no, I just realized I just pulled another record. The Breakfast Club song is "Don't You Forget About Me." That's Simple Minds. So I don't remember what their big song was. Oh, okay.
That part right there, like she does that on Physical Attraction, and this came out before. So was that intentional?
I
Was
mean,
that a
maybe.
producer move? You know, like it was like, all right, this is kind of a catchy tune right here, so let's kind of just get people into something that we know they're already into anyways.
Yeah. I feel like
It's
in
like
the
a
80s that
sample.
was like a big thing. Yeah.
And speaking of samples, that was like, like that beat right there. PM Dawn took that straight up, for a Set Adrift on Memory Bliss.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so
PM Dawn, the lead MC, who got really dissed by KRS-One at a battle somewhere, and he pretty much never
heard about
recovered from it. Yeah. So would you consider this album more of a dance album or a pop album?
dance pop. I would consider it definitely a pop album. But you can dance to a lot of these songs. I don't know how you want to label it. It's that kind of pop where if you want to dance to it, you're dancing the Madonna dance where she looks in one direction, raises her right arm, looks in the other direction, raises her left arm. It's just like the Madonna dance. Like you do the bent arm type of dance.
Yeah, I like how you did that. It was like you were standing at the front of a choreography camp. So you're like, all right, we're gonna do the Madonna dance. Here's how it goes.
Yeah. But for almost all those songs early on, like that was her move. And I was too young. I don't know if people were actually doing that move also, but I don't know. I mean, listen, there's a lot of beats that have like some kind of freestyle rhythm in them, and that's like kind of dance music. On Holiday, they do that the how it starts off with that piano key sound thing. That's a freestyle move. That's like a freestyle instrument rhythm.
Yeah.
And listen, there's definitely Kool and the Gang influences. Like they have funk on that the bass rhythm on Holiday.
Mm-hmm.
Like it has that quick strumming that just rides the drums perfect.
Yeah. Holiday is pretty perfect.
Yeah, that's a perfect song. That's like one of those. Okay, so what do you think about the production? Like just the production of the beats and everything, and
I think it's really good. I think it's really well done. I think it's very influenced by early '80s New York. Like I think also you could kind of hear an influence of like the beat we played at the beginning of the last episode. I guess 2 episodes ago, the Fab Five Freddy Down by Law. There's sort of like an element of that to it. It's like and yeah, the way it's layered, it's very like New York City early dance, early hip hop kind of beats. And it's just they're just all really on point. I mean, Burning Up is probably my favorite beat on the record. That's like, if I had to say which my favorite song, Burning Up would be the one. Okay. Even though it has, slightly gratuitous guitar sound to it, but 80s guitar sound to it, but it still works for me.
I'm surprised. I thought it would be something else.
What were you thinking of my favorite song was gonna be?
Lucky Star, Borderline, or Holiday. Like those.
They're up there, but yeah, there's something about Burning Up where it's like, yeah, this is the one.
Okay.
Which was your favorite one?
My favorite one is Lucky Star.
Oh, okay.
I mean, just from the way it comes in the beginning with that, like it's got this like perfect blend of like kind of spacey kind of sounds, but then it just comes in with like the 80s kind of like Moog synth sounds and stuff, and it does something in the beginning where it just like it has this warm kind of feeling, kind of early on, and it just like builds up, and when the beat really kicks in, it's almost like they did the hard work already. The heavy lifting was done. Now it's just like Madonna just can do her Madonna thing.
Yeah, I mean, you could really hear in this album where it's sort of like it's for the radio, in that it's like, yo, we gotta get them in the first 30 seconds. And I think in this album, most all the singles, they're like really like that, where it's like you're half, like you got 1 foot in just from like the first 15 to 30 seconds.
Yeah.
I think the intro to Lucky Star and Borderline are very similar. Which one do you think? I mean, I'm guessing you like the intro to Lucky Star more than Borderline.
Yeah. To me, it's just perfect. Like, and then like once they bring in that plucked bass guitar, and I only really hear jazz musicians use that, but like the way that they use it for momentum on the tempo, it just kind of allows all the other sounds to just come in, enter, do their job, and then exit real smooth. Like it's I think it's a perfect beat, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, and I mean, for me, I like the intro to Borderline a little better. And when I talk about nostalgia, like there's something about like the first 10, 15 seconds of Borderline where it's like that one part really brings me back. And
okay.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. No, I got that too. I got that from that too. It's funny. I heard, like, I went to Duane Reade to get some money, and they're playing Lucky Star. You know, these songs are on this album are just classics.
Oh, that reminds me. Like 2 weeks ago, I was sitting by. I do this like once a year. I'll like sit in a park in New York City and read, just to say I did it once a year. It just feels like the right thing to do. So I did that like a couple weeks ago on Houston Street, like by the basketball courts.
Okay.
Like I was like facing the street, like I was basically on the steps, and there was a guy, I will just say a very real New Yorker with, I guess it was sort of a boombox, but I think it was more like a Bluetooth sort of boombox situation, and he was playing Borderline. So. And I was so that made me very like, all right, that's a sign. We're doing Madonna. This is he picked the album.
You know what else happened? I'm listening. So I picked up my daughter the other day, and I'm walking down the street, and I'm listening to the album, and it's Holiday, and I see this guy. He's about to go. I don't know. It's some kind of center down the block, like, I don't know, old folks home or abused wives or something. And this guy is about to go in there, but like turns around and walks kind of near me, and then he like bends down and stashes a box cutter underneath like some brush. I was like, God damn, that's just old school New York shit right there. And then walks back because I guess they had security and he didn't want the security thing to go off. You know, so very New York stuff happening while I'm listening to this album.
It would have been even better if you had a box cutter on you and you put your box cutter next to his, so he could have come back and be like, oh, I got a free box cutter. This is awesome.
2 for the price of what?
Yeah, this is working out great. And then he would probably sing, Lucky Star after that.
Right. All right. So if you could put any of these songs on a mix CD, what would it be?
Yeah, you're probably more familiar than anyone with my mix CDs. I mean, I haven't really been into them that much lately, but I don't know. The only one I could see really like fitting in the flow of one of my mix CDs is like Burning Up. I just feel like the other songs would be a bit too out of jarring and like out of sync with the rest of the songs. I mean, I would like the challenge of like fitting a Holiday onto one of them, but yeah, it would probably be hard to transition from like Pink Floyd into Holiday. Even though now thinking of it, I would like the challenge.
So Holiday, that's one of those songs that like there was a moment in there that made me kind of mad at you for selecting Madonna as yeah. It's really bad because like okay, so 3:38, 3 minutes 38 seconds into Holiday. There's this sound that she makes. It's that it's I can't even do it. It's just really. Can you play it?
Well, no. Now you got
it?
to do it. Come on, let's go. Just do it.
3:38 Holiday. There's a really bad sound that she makes, and I just can't. And she's talking about Holiday. You know, I can't imagine anyone like going on a holiday or like thinking about going on a holiday and making this sound. Like it just sounds. It sounds bad. Like I would never purchase a ticket on a computer and make this, yeah, sound or whatever the hell. It's bad. Can you bring it up?
I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what your problem is. Holiday? How can you not like Holiday? There's some
I like
wrong
the
with you.
song. It's
And
this
you know
moment.
this links me up to if I ever ran like an office or any sort of I employed a bunch of people, which you know probably isn't going to happen. But if I did, well, there would be a policy in my office, and I had this in my head way before we were going to do this album. It would be a policy where to get vacation time, you would have to sing Holiday.
You have to sing the whole song.
I mean, I don't know the whole song. I mean, I would probably settle for like a verse and a chorus, but like you would really have to get into that verse and chorus. So then it would also be motivating. Like you wouldn't want to tell people you're taking vacation time because then people would know like I got to be on the lookout. This guy's going to have to sing Holiday.
It's so bad. Like that moment is so bad. You can't bring it up. I'm gonna try and get it. I'm gonna try and bring it up. It's so bad.
And also, it's worth noting, Holiday is in one of my favorite scenes. Not one. I mean, it's high up there as far as scenes in a movie. And The Wedding Singer, when he sort of like loses his mind after his fiance dumps him, and he's at a wedding and he's like singing Holiday, and you know, as a super depressed person, which is almost impossible. And it's a really good scene because also the backup singer is oblivious to the fact that he's depressed and is like having a grand time singing backup on Holiday. Very good scene.
All right, I found it. All right, let me just play it for the listeners real quick and for you. It's at 3:38 Holiday. You hear that?
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Nobody ever tried to get on a holiday at their work and said that like when the boss said okay.
I mean, that's not I mean, it still fits the flow of the song really well. It works. It works.
I don't feel like you're understanding what I'm saying.
I feel like it made you uncomfortable.
Well, okay, that moment made me kind of
It made you
not
uncomfortable.
okay with this.
Yeah, it made you
Yeah,
uncomfortable.
It's an uncomfortable moment.
You can't handle, you know, her whole steez.
I can't handle her strong femininity.
Yeah. How dare you? How dare you? All right. Well, the only part that made me question the decision was in the beginning of which one is it? Is I Know It. Like it's like it like comes in like this super cheesy 80s keyboard sound. So that was definitely the song I liked the least. And even though
Which
it somewhat recovers, I Know It, the fourth song.
Well, the fourth song. I don't know. What's the name?
I Know
You
It.
know the name?
That's the name of the song. I Know It.
Oh, my bad. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were like, I know it. I'm telling you.
No. Hold on. I'm playing this too loud. All right, hold on. Yeah, that's a super cheesy 80s sound right there.
Yeah.
Like that's like quintessential bad movie. Bad bully with blonde hair, pushing the nerd kind of thing.
So my most hated song is "Everybody Dance and Sing."
Are you kidding me?
It's too much. It's too many instructions. Way too many instructions. It's too obvious. It's like
you really can't deal with Madonna, man. You really
If I want to dance and sing, I'll do it. I don't need you to tell me to do it.
That's not the point.
Say a song about something. Don't say a song about dancing and singing with the words dance and sing.
Oh,
I don't need that much information.
It's not information. It's encouragement.
No, you get encouragement from the vibe of the song. You don't need to say that in the words. I don't like to be pushed to like do a dance and a sing. You know, I don't want to put it like this. I don't want to sing "Everybody Dance and Sing."
Oh, okay.
I don't want those words to come out of my mouth.
I mean, I guess I shouldn't be surprised. I mean, I've seen you at enough office birthday parties to know that it's very hard to force enthusiasm on you.
No, but you're the same way. What do you mean?
I feel like I could fake it a little more than you.
Are you kidding me?
I mean, now as I say it, I realize that maybe I'm wrong about that. But still, you bring a lot of negative energy yourself. Come on.
That's ridiculous. Listen, I didn't want to feel ultra corny, but like you would go to make people uncomfortable if they even attempted to come up to you. Like if they were gonna come up to you and like hand you a Christmas thing at Christmas, like, you know, oh, it's Christmas time, hey, here you go. Like you would make them feel like shit. They would never want to talk to you after that. Like whenever anyone tried to do anything festive for you or with you, you made them feel so stupid that like you just lost. I lost work friends because of that, because of how you would treat them in the holidays, especially Christmas.
All right, you might have a point there, but I mean, I could I don't mind. I like everybody. I don't know the song, not people. I've stressed not people, but I like the song Everybody.
All right.
So I think that about.
I think that's it.
Yeah, I think that about covers it. Really good album. I don't think it's like a great album, but I think it's very good. But also, I'm in a little bit of a quandary. I had like $1 copy that I bought a long time ago. Then I decided I didn't want it, and I sold it. I regret that decision. Then on Record Store Day, they came out with like a picture disc. So like as the record's playing now, it's like Madonna's face spinning around. That's a bit much. I need to go get another copy, like a regular copy of the album.
Can't handle that.
Yeah. All right, so what have you been listening to anything good this week?
Not really. I mean, I've been trying to get my daughter into Sigur Rós, and that's been going surprisingly well. Like she seems to perk up whenever she hears Jonesy singing, like out of nowhere. So that new album Liminal, it starts off real. I like the way it starts off. It doesn't carry throughout, but like it has a good, like, I feel like they do that on every album. They start off really good and then
how long ago did Liminal come out? It doesn't quite
build. Huh?
How long ago did Liminal come out?
I think Liminal came out about a month ago or something. You sent me an email, actually.
Is that the thing? Is that a new album, or it's like remixes or like orchestral versions?
I don't know, honestly. Like the way that they phrased Liminal, they said it's some ongoing piece of work, living and breathing organism. I don't quite understand. Like, just say if it's a new album or not. I don't really get what their point is.
Yeah.
But to me, it sounds like new stuff. So I was listening to it, and
I mean,
it starts
yeah,
off good.
I could see, Baby connecting with, Jonesy's voice. That makes sense.
Jonesy has, I think, the prettiest voice I've ever heard, possibly.
Oh, really? Yeah, I wouldn't put him that high up there, but he's very good at what he does, and Sigur Rós can be.
I'm just
pretty
saying
amazing.
it's a pretty voice. Like, there's no.
Oh no, I mean, I'm not. I mean,
like,
I could see. So, I mean, I don't have. I mean, if that's your favorite one, I'm fine with that. I mean, I could see it. He has a really cool voice.
Yeah. I mean, I don't hear anyone else with that natural skill right now. I'm saying.
I saw him on the street once, and I did not even want to attempt to say anything to him because I did not think that was gonna go well.
Nah. Don't try to say anything to him.
Yeah.
It's you might scare him. Like, I feel like he's a deer. Just don't scare him away.
Yeah, he did look. Yeah, there was a level I felt of fear, and when I passed him very quickly.
Yeah, I love him. I love what these songs they did early on, but yeah, I wouldn't dare talk to him. He's just like on another planet.
Yeah.
Like, and I realized that when we saw him live, and like he did that thing where it seemed like it was cool, like light effects. Like, they did this thing where like an alien spaceship was like shining a light on him,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, yeah, that's a good visual. Like, he does sound like he's not from here.
Yeah. And also I remember he when he first came out with a solo album. I'll tell you the story, but the three listeners haven't heard it. He came out with a solo record, so he was gonna do like all these in-store shows, and I think there was like a dozen scheduled, and he did one and immediately canceled all the other ones. It was like, yeah, I can't do it. Well, because also the way he sings, I can't imagine like being in a well-lit room looking at people singing the way he does. That's not gonna work.
It's his voice is too personal.
Yeah.
It almost didn't seem right, like watching it in some big crowd in like that auditorium we were at King's Theater.
Yeah.
It's not like it's not jams. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like these emotions, constant emotions from every single instrument.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing that he like developed this style and like really went all the way with it. Because I couldn't even picture doing like it's a weird vocal style, and you really it's pretty amazing that he went as far with it as he did. I mean, and they're still doing it.
Yeah, and they lost the piano player, and they're still. Yeah, I mean, they can generate a whole lot of power with just three musicians. It's pretty impressive. So what about you? What are you listening to?
Well, today I was pretty excited. I got The Cure, right? The band.
Oh yeah.
So they once early on they had this single where they would call themselves Cult Hero, and on one side is the song I'm a Cult Hero, and on the other side is I Dig You. So it was this 7-inch. It was always like, every time I'd see it was always like $40 to $50, which is a bit too pricey for me. I was able to get it from somebody in Canada for like $25, and it just arrived today. Pretty exciting. I'm gonna play it, and it's a little more sort of funny than most Cure songs. I mean, it's just a good beat. I like early Cure. It's like, three people. It's just good stuff.
Yeah.
So I'll post that.
Nice.
So I'm pretty excited about that. I mean, excited for probably the next 45 minutes, and then the excitement will dissipate.
All right.
All right, and last thing, you finally watched the Barber episode of Atlanta. What do you think?
Oh, I mean, that guy's great. The barber.
What
I've never seen him before. He's hilarious.
What do you think about Paperboy? I mean, he's a good straight man in the episode.
Yeah. Yup. Yeah. Definitely. Like it kind of reminded me of like I know you don't watch it, but Arrested Development, like how Jason Bateman is just the constant straight man always.
Yeah.
And all these other guys are just nuts.
And what was? Did you have like a favorite part or?
I don't know. I can't think of it right now. But it was all just.
All right. Well, I could
think
think
I
of
texted
one.
you.
I could.
I texted you some part.
You
that
texted
I
me a
thought was
couple
real funny.
lines, but the one part I love and I think about all the time is he's still wearing the barber cape, Paperboy. He's still waiting to get a haircut. He brings him to the barber brings him to his girlfriend's house. He's like trying to tell the girlfriend that he was just helping him with car troubles. And she asks, why is he wearing a cape? And he's like, he's a magician. How am I supposed to know? So that's my favorite part.
Yeah, magician. Right. Yeah, that was real funny.
And then then Paperboy kind of lifts his arm, like he adds some flair to the cape. So it really works.
Yep.
And then also when Paperboy at the end of the episode, when Paperboy like sits in somebody else's chair, and the barber is like, offended, like he's like pretend offended by it. It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
So that's it. All right. Well, I'm glad you watched it.
Yeah. No. It was real funny. Like that's one of those like classic episodes I would put up with any other TV show that I like.
All right.
That was funny.
So I think we're good. It's enough. You stole it all. Give it back podcast. You will get more of us at a later point. Thank you to our 3 listeners, even the offended one. Have a good night.